back at it again, and without further ado, let's dive into today's video. Alright, so for today's video, I thought it'd be really fun to recreate the look that my mom did on me in my last video, but with my own little twist on it. I loved the color combo she chose. I thought she did everything really amazing, but I thought, why not put my own little twist on it? So, first starting off, we're going to use primer. We're going to go in with, I like to mix the Good Hydrations and Combo Control primers from Bare Minerals. I like using both just because it gives me a tacky but really nice base to put my makeup on. Alright guys, now that we are all primed, we're going to go in with our foundation. Foundation I'm choosing is the Bare Pro Liquid from Bare Minerals. I use this in Ivory too. We did use this in the video, however, my mom only used like one pump. I do 2 pumps of this. Damp Beauty Blender. We're just going to apply this all over her whole face. Alright, now that we have our foundation on, we are going to go ahead and go in with concealer. Now for concealer, I like to use 2 different concealers. Now I know this is a little bit extra, but it's just where it works for me. Alright, first I'm going in with Porcelain Beige from Tarte Shape Tape, and then C0 from Jeffree Star Cosmetics. These are going to be both under my eyes, but mostly I concentrate using Shape Tape, but I do like to use the Jeffree Star one just for a little bit brightening. Just a little right there. And then I mainly want to concentrate this in the areas where I feel like my foundation comes off quick or I want maximum brightness. And usually that's it. And that's a very little. That's not like I'm caking a ton of concealer on. This is my Morphe M173 brush. I use this, and I'm going to use this to kind of tap out the concealer, because then you take your little sponge. This is, I think, Real Techniques. I love this little sponge. And then you can buff out your edges. And I do go over where I did tap out. Alright guys, now that concealer is on, you can see how bright and snatched my under eyes look, but we always have to go in with a powder. So for me, I'm going to use the NYX HD Finishing Powder. Now we didn't use this in the video, but I'm kind of limited on the products that I do have that I can use because of being quarantined. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to tap out our creases, and then we are going to set with the NYX HD. Just under the eye. Alright, now that powder is on under the eyes, we are going to go ahead and use the Fit Me Loose powder in the shade Fair, and we're going to use that in our beauty blender, and we're just going to put this all over the face. Now that we got that pressed in, I go ahead and use this is my JS2 brush, just a fluffy powder brush, and I use that Fit Me powder, and then I just kind of buff it all over. This just makes sure everything is in sync. There's no extra powder on our face. Because sometimes, even though I use a lot of powder, I feel like there's areas that will wear off quicker. And so I just want to make sure everything is set very nicely. And if you use a good powder, sometimes it will add a little bit extra coverage, and so I feel like that's what hides my texture the most. Alright guys, I did not realize how bright my lighting was. Unfortunately, due to quarantine, I do not have access to all of my lighting that I did, so I'm still trying to get everything worked on. Okay, so now we're going to go in contour. I am going to use the Morphe. This is the 8L palette. This is actually what my mom used in the video. And I am going to be using the same shade she did, the Donut shade. And this is the Flawless Face Brush from Bare Minerals. This is my favorite contouring brush just because of the shape of it. And we're just going to carve out our cheekbones like normal. Alright, next going into blush. Love blush. I am going to use the shade Lena and B. These are from the Juvia's Place, the Saharan Blush Volume 2. I like to mix these shades because this one's just a soft pink, this one's a little bit deeper, and when you mix them, you get almost like a pinky, purpley color. And it's not intense, but it's intense enough. Next, moving on to highlight, I just figured I don't have my Jeffree Star palette, so I figured I'd just use my Ofra Glazed Donut shade. This is NikkieTutorials collab with Ofra. I'm obsessed with this highlighter. And actually, before we highlight, we're going to do a couple of spritzes of our All-Nighter from Urban Decay. Just kind of bask in that for a few seconds, just to kind of leave our skin a little tacky, so when we put on our highlight, it sticks a little bit more. We're just going to concentrate this on our temples and our cheekbones. Now, I do like to bring mine down quite a bit. I almost like to highlight my whole face, let's be real. But after discovering I am oily, I'm trying not to use as much highlight. Oh my god, that is just so stunning. Is that reading on camera? I hope it is reading on camera. So for brows, I really am in love with this CoverGirl brow pencil. This is in the shade Soft Brown. It's their micro defining ultra fine brow pencil. So phenomenal. Before I do that though, we're going to go in with the Gimme Brow. I think this is shade 4. I'm not entirely sure, to be honest. But we're going to comb our brow hairs upward. Alright, now we have our brows all gelled. I'm going to go ahead and fill them in off camera, and then I'll be back on camera to show you eyes. Alright guys, as you can see, I did my brows off camera, and I went ahead and did one eye with the same color combo that my mom used, but I spiced it up and did my own thing. This is what I came up with. I really like the way it turned out, so let's go ahead and I will show you on the other eye how I did that. So first, I started with my Tarte Shape Tape Concealer, and I did this all over my lid and carved out my brow. Alright guys, now that we are all primed and our concealer is on our lids, we are going to go into this shade right here. This is called Jada. And we're going to start buffing and tapping this into our crease. Now the look that I want to go for is more like a halo. So I am going to start on my outer corner. This is my Morphe JS6 brush. It's just a fluffy brush, but it's the best brush. You're going to start tapping into your crease. Now I'm tapping, I'm not packing. Oh, and before we get too far, we are going to go ahead and take our Fit Me powder on this little sponge, and I am just going to place it so if we get any fallout, it will buff itself out, or it will dust itself off. So taking that Jada shade, we are going to just pack that into our crease. Now that I have that shade blended out and packed on, the next shade I'm going to dip into is, I'm actually going to dip into this blue shade and this shade. These are both shimmer shades. This is Twerk and Royalty, but this is the same colors that my mom used, and I didn't want to do anything she didn't do. So I'm going to take both of those on the same brush. I just cleaned it off, and we are going to pack that into the outer corner and the inner corner. Next, we are going to cut our crease, and now the reason for cutting my crease is because I want my shimmer shades to pack a punch. And so when you use like a white shade, this will pack a punch. Like, you're going to get a lot of pigment from a shimmer shade. So I'm going to just use a flat brush. I don't even know where I got this. It's just a flat eyeshadow brush. And what I'm going to do is go right along my lash, and then I'm going to look up, and this is where we're going to want to build our crease. Now that we have our halo cut, we're going to take our same Morphe M321 brush, and we're going to dip into that blue shade, and we're just going to blend out the edges of our halo. Now, because these are all shimmery shades, they'll all blend, and now that these are all shimmery shades, we don't really have to worry about like as much blending. Pool Party shade right here, and we're going to dip into that, and we're going to put that on our halo. I'm going to spray my brush with our Urban Decay All Nighter, and we're going to carve out that halo. We're going to go ahead and do our purple liners. So for this, I actually used the Jeffree Star liquid lipstick, and I'm Royalty. Now this came in his Queen Bitch set of his liquid lipsticks, and so I want to use this, and this is what I'm going to do with my wing. Now his liquid lipsticks are eye safe, however not everybody's are, so just be on a watch if you're going to do something like this, that the liquid lipstick that you are using is eye safe. Now this is my smaller eye, so my wing has to be a little bit smaller. So I'm just using a Morphe liner brush. Now that that's done, I'm going to wipe away a fallout. I'm going to use that liner brush, and I'm going to dip into white. And I am just going to buff this onto my water. And then going in with our Lashtopia mascara from Bare Minerals. This is also my favorite mascara. We're going to coat our lashes. For lips, I'm thinking I want to do something a little bit bold, but I still want to keep it simple, because when you do something really bold on the eye, you want your lip to be a little bit more mellow. Alright guys, so I actually decided to change the lip color to Lumiere. The other color stained my lips and it was way too dark, but we're rolling with it. Overall, I love how this look turned out. I think the eyes really symbolize something I would do today. But I also really paid attention to what my mom did and used some of her tricks and some of the stuff she did. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I will be back again very soon. Alright guys, so vlog moment, I did want to show you guys what my makeup looked like in natural window lighting. Here is the final look. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I look forward to hearing and seeing all of your positive comments and thoughts, and look forward to seeing you guys in my next video. As always, please remember to like, subscribe, comment, do all of the things, click the notification bell, follow my Instagram and my Twitter, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the future.